Happy New Year and welcome to our first advocacy update of 2024. I'm Jen Goodale and this is Cory Titus from MOAA's Government Relations team. We've got a pretty big year ahead of us. What's going on?
Yes, we do. So right out of the gate, we're back talking about the government shutdown and making sure that the continuing resolution, which will expire actually two different dates, January 19th and February 2nd, actually getting some sort of either continuing resolution, full appropriation to make sure that our government stays open. So that's obviously very important for us because we want to make sure our service members are getting paid too. So not only just the armed services, but NOAA and PHS as well.
And Coast Guard.
Yes.
And so what's the likelihood? Do we have any predictions? What have you been reading?
Well, so there's a lot of pressure, especially on the House side, to make sure that there actually gets appropriations across the board, which obviously are much better than the continuing resolution because those just keep at current levels, no new starts, no new stops, and it's just at the current levels. So there is some pressure when things get more expensive. They're not necessarily being adjusted the way they need to. So that's obviously just a big concern. We always want to make sure that we're getting appropriations when possible.
Right, and this is just the second year of the 118th Congress. And what we've seen historically is that more things get done in the second year, and that's pretty much because the first year people are introducing bills or reintroducing bills. Really, any freshman congressmen or freshman senators are just trying to figure out where their offices are. They have to sometimes move those offices. There's a lot that goes into that first year. So the second year, yes, the House is focused on campaigning, but they're also focused on getting things done so that they can point back to their record and say, look what I've gotten accomplished when they go visit their constituents. What have you seen in the second year of Congress, and what can we expect?
No, I think you raised a lot of good points. And the other aspect there is the committees have done a lot of the work. They've identified what are their priorities, what do they want to push, and that's when you really see things teed up to get across the finish line as well.
And speaking of committees, we know that there was that quality of life panel in the House Armed Services Committee, and it was laser focused, as you like to say, on the 2025 National Defense Authorization Act. So not that we want to knock on wood, we're not assuming that everything's going to get passed, but we know that we've shared our priorities with them, whether it's pay and compensation, health care, anything that relates to families like child care or military spouse employment. All of those priorities from MOAA have been communicated across to that quality of life panel. So we're really hopeful that that gets in.
Right. And the way that we kind of focus and build our priorities is this is something that we look at it from the perspective of an entire Congress.
The long game.
Exactly. So while Congress is kind of jockeying and raising support, we're making sure that, hey, look at this, look at that, really outlining those priorities. And then the second session is where we need, our members' help to really help push things across the finish line.
But how can our members get more engaged?
The easiest way to get involved is you want to make sure you're going to our Legislative Action Center and be sure to be signed up for the newsletter as well. That's where we're going to be pushing all the important information about what's going on the Hill and really asking for your support. So go there, get signed up, and come back next week. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next time.